Warning! The following content may or may not contain spoilers for Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. If you wish to avoid all spoilers for this movie, please click away now. If you don't give a stink on spoilers, please enjoy the video.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Dude, we gotta talk about this!
So yeah, it is finally happening, and I just want to clarify, I've gotten all this news from YouTube and from people who have supposedly found clips of the movie before it has come out, so I don't know whether or not all of these are true, so take this with a grain of salt, but I just thought it was an interesting topic for the day.
So, when it comes to the title, Teenage Kraken, it seems as though that, especially on the teenage part, the directors are taking that quite seriously. As in, Ruby Gillman is going to have some classic movie character teenage traits to her personality. Because it seems as though, from these clips, that she wants to live her life, she wants to find out more about the ocean, but it really seems like things are kind of on the outs for her when it comes to her parents. I'm not talking about her grandmother, I'm talking about like her actual parents. It seems as though that they want her to stay away from the ocean because they know of dangerous creatures that could harm the Krakens. But of course, Ruby doesn't know this, and I don't think she's taking it too seriously enough. Because, I mean, maybe it's the fact that the mermaids are actually winning and are actually starting to conquer the ocean, and her parents don't want her to be taken by these mermaids. And henceforth, they move to Oceanside High School, where Ruby can get a fresh start, a lot of good knowledge, and where she can basically grow up to be a smart adult after she's a teenager. However, after she first meets, dang, I can never remember the name, Chelsea, when she starts to first transform into the Kraken, and as you can see, her hair is a little wet, so that's how she's able to transform into the Kraken. And when Chelsea knows that she's actually a Kraken hiding as a human, she literally starts to freak out, runs into the library, dives into some kind of water tube, transforms, and she basically views herself not only as a freak, but as a monster. And it's actually, from other movie clips that I've seen, her mom who finds her and who helps her to understand that she's not a monster and that this is completely normal for them, transforming into Krakens, that is. But the other humans can't know that they're Krakens. Why? Because they're viewed as monsters. All those myths and legends that are Krakens being the sinkers of ships and bloodthirsty monsters, it appears as though that those myths and legends exist in these movies. As in, the same myths and legends that we hear are the same myths and legends that these characters in this movie hear and believe. It's because in this movie, Krakens and mermaids really do exist. And if you guys remember from my previous Kraken videos, I have speculated that Chelsea is actually wanting to get Ruby to use her powers for some kind of revenge, so that people will see that she's a Kraken and a monster. But I actually am starting to second guess that, because in these clips and other movie trailers that I've seen, mainly just the movie clips, I think other people have put like other trailers together, but anyway, it seems as though that she's actually going to be in this movie pretending to be Ruby's friend. And that is something that I find actually as a good move. The mermaids being deceptive, making them look like they're good, but inevitably betraying their friends, or as they're so called, and turning to their real focus, controlling the ocean. Especially in this scene where Ruby is talking to Chelsea, she's actually looking for advice, because from the movie clip that I saw, she feels like it is impossible for her to fit in because Chelsea was on land for one day and is the most popular kid in the Oceanside High School, while she has been there basically all her life and is still feels like a freak. Now, whether or not people actually treat her like one, I don't know, but I dearly hope not. So, either way, that's why she's so on edge about accepting that mermaids are bad, because Chelsea is posing as her best friend in this movie. So it's going to be like they start out as friends, and then one of them, Chelsea, betrays the other, and then hopefully maybe the two of them resolve their differences and work together. Because one of the main questions that I definitely want to find out in this movie, the mermaids want to control the ocean. They want to be the most powerful. Here's the question I most am asking when it comes to this. Why? Because they all have a reason. It's not just like, okay, a good writer isn't like, okay, these characters want to rule the ocean just because they want to be the most dominant species. Well, I mean, that could be a plot point, and just being the most dominant species, that's a very good plot point, but it has to have meaning. It has to have an exact reason for why they want to control the ocean. Maybe it's because originally the mermaids were belittled by the Kraken. Maybe it's because they seek power. It's just, there has to be some sort of a reason other than the character is just a big angry rage monster. But either way, I definitely think it's going to take both her grandmother and her mom, Ruby that is, to help her be a mature teenager and help her to master her powers. Her mom will be the stern, focused one, teaching this kid some hard sense, while the grandmother will be the more adventurous type, teaching her how to use her powers and teaching her to be who she is. Both of these characters, the grandmother and the mom, will be teaching the character how to be who she is wisely, and both of them will have tremendous impacts that this character needs in order to develop. She needs both. She needs both to learn who she is, but at the same time, she needs to learn to be smart.
And that's the video. So make sure to like this video if you are a fan of everything Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. You rock, guys! And share with your friends if you like. And also subscribe to the Dragon Clan family to not miss out on my future videos and giveaways. With all that said and done, respectful eye guys out there. Peace out.